Well, things are heating up for former FBI Director James Comey, but not in a good way. James Comey is out there on his book tour making an absolute fool of himself. He's contradicting previous statements. He's all over the place now on whether or not he thought General Michael Flynn told the truth. Initially, he said he didn't, but apparently to sell books, it's better to demonize the general, who I believe will go down in history as an American hero. Comey is out there contradicting himself, statement after statement, appearance after appearance. He's making himself look like a petty fool, catty, immature, undignified. He's certainly not doing any justice to the FBI, having been a director. There have only been a dozen or so FBI directors in history. Comey made it to a very elite club, and he did all he could do to drop the ball. Well, now, Andrew McCabe is swinging back at Comey. This from the Washington Examiner. Andrew McCabe swipes at James Comey. He's not telling the truth. Andrew McCabe starts by saying Andrew McCabe, who was fired as FBI deputy director last month, hit back at former FBI director James Comey, saying he was not telling the truth in an interview earlier Wednesday. Now, Comey was out there yesterday saying that he was the one who started the Inspector General probe in Andrew McCabe, and he didn't trust McCabe. The Comey comes off to me as simply not credible. Everyone else is wrong. Comey is right. Comey is a saint. Comey did everything perfectly. It's everybody else who was picking on poor little Jimmy. Now, look, I think Andrew McCabe is an arch criminal, so I love watching these two guys go at each other. I love watching them go at each other. Now, in an appearance on ABC's The View yesterday, Comey said, like I just mentioned, that he ordered the probe that eventually led to McCabe's firing and believes McCabe lied about his conversation with the media. Comey said, quote, "The McCabe case illustrates what an organization that's committed to the truth looks like. We investigated. I ordered the investigation. I ordered the investigation. We investigate and hold people accountable. I still believe," and this is where it gets even more ridiculous, "I still believe Andrew McCabe is a good person, but the Inspector General found that he lied, and there are severe consequences in the Justice Department for lying, as there should be throughout government." But wasn't James Comey fired for leaking information and lying about it? Didn't James Comey lie under oath to Congress? Hasn't James Comey, Mr. Perfect, Mr. Sanctimonious, also had some problems with the truth? Yep, he has. Now, last week, as you remember, we discussed the Inspector General's report in depth, and it found that McCabe lacked candor on 4 separate occasions, including 3 times under oath. Remember, I gave you those rules from the Department of Justice's Office of Inspector General and the FBI's Code of Conduct. There was a rule for lack of candor without being under oath, and one for lack of candor while being under oath. McCabe violated the latter, the more serious one, several times. The Inspector General issued their report. McCabe's lawyer punched back yesterday at Comey. He said, quote, "Neither Mr. Comey nor the OIG is infallible. And in this case, neither of them has it right." So now McCabe, the other Mr. Sanctimonious, is saying he's done nothing wrong. He's the innocent victim in all this. The witch hunt's against him. We concluded, the OIG report, if you remember, said, but we concluded that McCabe lacked candor on 4 separate occasions in connection with the disclosure to the Wall Street Journal. 3 of those occasions included and involved his testimony under oath. That's a direct quote from the OIG report. Now, McCabe's lawyers have come out swinging at Comey, basically saying that he's a liar, that Andrew McCabe cleared his conversations with the Wall Street Journal, with James Comey, prior to leaking the information. Comey is saying that's absolutely not true, threw McCabe right under the bus, and McCabe is now facing the music. He'll probably be criminally charged. Loretta Lynch is also in hot water because it appears in things Comey was saying that he felt she was compromised, that she wouldn't have charged Hillary Clinton in the face of overwhelming evidence. Now, Comey backpedals on that. He says, well, I had to act. Savannah Guthrie from NBC interviewed him, and he was like, well, he basically admitted, he admitted to Savannah Guthrie that he was acting because I thought Savannah Guthrie, for a liberal NBC reporter, actually did a very good job putting Comey on the hot seat. And she said, look, there are investigators and there are prosecutors. Investigators investigate, prosecutors prosecute. You acted as both. And Comey says, well, I did. And his reason, and I'll paraphrase, was that had he sent the referral, the criminal referral, over to the Department of Justice, and Loretta Lynch's DOJ didn't prosecute, he said, well, DOJ would have faced irreparable credibility harm. Well, they have anyway, Jimmy. They have anyway. And because of you, so has the FBI. Now, things are getting even worse for Comey. Even worse for Comey. Because yesterday, 11 members of Congress referred Comey's name to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution alongside many other names you're going to recognize. And I'm going to read you that criminal referral letter generated by Representative Ron DeSantis and 10 others. I'm going to read it to you, and I'm going to tell you who the other subjects that these congresspeople want criminally prosecuted are on my longer show, Off the Cuff Declassified, today, right here on The Rebel. This is really important content. This Comey investigation, McCabe, Inspector General, Russiagate, Obamagate, is really heating up. We're starting to see some things happen. It's intriguing. It's interesting. And I want to bring you the latest on it every day. So help me keep doing that by subscribing to our premium service at www.therebel.media/shows.